back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today, our guests are the cast members of Specter, the Blackout show that is, by the way, filled with mystery, thrill, and excitement. Joining us, the cast members, that we have a lot of questions that we're going to be talking about season 1 and possibly season 2. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We're so excited to ask you a lot of questions. We are sure that everyone around has a lot of questions, just like I do.
Yeah.
Yes, we've seen the trailer, we've seen the show, and it's filled with, as I said, thrill, mystery, and I would say a lot of scary, spooky stuff.
Yeah.
So, my first question is, what is the premise and genre of the series?
It's actually a thriller series. Mm-hmm. Okay. Basically, it's about a few people going into an escape room. They are actually auditioned for a casting call, and where they find out that everything is like they really don't know whether it's really happening to them or is it a game. So that's the whole thing about Specter Blackout in season 1.
Well, speaking of the fact that, the cast actually in the series, they go to a casting call. So how do you think the concept of a casting call within an escape room sets the tone in the overall premise of the series?
Come again, I didn't get you.
Oh, yeah. So how do you think the concept of the casting call within, the escape room sets the tone of the overall series?
I mean, see, the idea for doing a casting call is because all of the people in the movie, they all need money. So they have nowhere to go, and it's like do or die situation. So that's how they get a call, and they apply for it, and they get called to a casting call where we have like different rooms and different puzzles where they sort it out. So that's the whole idea about it. And the idea which actually goes to the second zone, which is the real story, which is starting, which of course we don't want to tell you right now, because the real story, it's just begin in season 2. Season 1 is just, it's like giving you, appetizer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of like real story, we often hear like directors on other horror movies say things like, "Oh yeah, we encountered this actual horror, situation that happened with us." Did any horror situation happen with you guys while shooting the movie?
I guess Joe, you can answer that.
So, a real horror situation, honestly, was the expressions that we had. And let me tell you that those were real. Each surprise, each new thing that happened behind the door that we didn't know about, because each of the cast members, none of us actually knew what's going to happen. So, Zenofer, as a director, kept it really, really surprising, even for us. So when let's say if there's a door opening, and we're crossing that, and we're like, oh, what's that? So that was real. I won't say a paranormal thing happened in our real life, which I would connect to this, but no, there on the set, it was quite horror.
So you guys did not know what was the next, I would say, horror thing.
So that how I would want to put it up is, see, I believe in real reactions. Okay, that is more better than something where of course, we did go on, we had some training sessions and everything, but they didn't know exactly how the room would look, because if I would have shown it to them, I don't think so they would have performed what they have really performed so good about it. So that's the reason I kept it like a surprise. So whenever like they saw some puzzle, I'm like, oh, this is how it is. That kind of, situation which everybody faced. And I think we did really good, I'm believing.
Wow, I mean, honestly, this is very nice, because usually, when you would think that actors do know what's going to be coming next, right?
Yeah.
So to get like the actual reaction out of the actors, which I would say is very genuine to the
If
audience.
you see the big actors, how they do their situation is they are like if they're given a character, they start practicing that character for nearly weeks or even months so that they are that character. So we didn't do that because I took a different, see, every director has a different way or different essence to put it up to their work. So I took up this essence like, okay, let them not be in the character, let them have that surprise, because escape room is about surprises. I don't know whether you've gone to an escape room. So when you go to an escape room, it's about surprises. Like you don't know where the puzzles are coming up. You need to sort out the puzzles. You don't know who's going to come next to you or in front of you. So it was like, it's something different. And I guess my team really loved that.
Yes.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah. I can imagine, honestly, I would be scared. I would fear my life. But of course, speaking like you're a director yourself, this is a very, I would say, unique approach. So what are some of the horror movie directors that you would love to collaborate with?
Sorry, before you answer, can you just keep the mic? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Do I repeat my question?
No, wait, please.
Oh, okay.
You can repeat for me.
All right, yeah.
I forgot the guy's name
All right.
actually.
Well, you can just
He is
mention the movie.
Okay,
yeah.
and okay, fine, I'll let.
Yeah. So, of course, because your approach as a director is very unique. Honestly, it's very rare to find directors that are actually really invested in, I would say, having their movie or their actors, I would say, have the movie be as genuine and as native as possible. And your approach is very beautiful.
Yes.
So, if you can give me a director that you would love to collaborate with, a horror movie director.
Okay, so I watched a lot of horror movies, which is not only English or Bollywood, which actually I feel the amazing horror movies which are done is Indonesian ones. Okay, because I don't remember the director's name. I'm sorry about that. But his direction, and I think the name of the movie is like, I would not say that there is a content, but the way it's put it up, the camera angles and the place, the art direction, everything is amazing about it. And it's called something like The Doll or something, which is on Netflix. If you watch it, see, a movie is about not just sitting and watching. The movie is about the viewers getting into that situation and feel how it is. His color grading, the way he's done it. I would love to work with him one time. But of course, he is in Indonesia. It's in an Indonesian. Even Thai movies are very good. They are also very. You can really feel it. You really get scared. So those kind of movies, directors, I would love to work with because it's scary.
100%, I do agree with you. But speaking of as well art, of course, influencers get free stuff. People who are famous get free stuff. So did you take any props from the set?
Okay, now the prop in the escape room was something called Blackout. It's there in Dubai. And in addition to that, me as a director, we added a lot of props. Like if you see on the dining table, we just had only the dining table. But the food, the worms and everything what we did, it was our team. The art directors and, the makeup artist and everything. Because getting an art director in Dubai is very expensive. Okay, because that is, I think most of the people should understand that, and what I have learned throughout my studies, the art directors are very expensive because they do the entire rooms, how the setup is. If you see the setup which is done scary, that's what you're going to get scared. But if you're just going to, shout or scream or with the music, of course, everything blends together, but the art direction is very important.
Well, I do agree with you 100%. All right. Well, how does it feel like as a director to get a 9.6 rating on IMDb? Because, it's not easy, right? And a lot of the best movies with the best directors and the best actors, they don't get such a rating. So.
I mean, to be very honest, we've been working on this for nearly like 1 year, okay? But the story which I was building up was from COVID, okay? But that's when we stopped because there was no shoots and, people were dying. But still, I just want to make this happen. And I feel really proud and amazing. To your question now for the IMDb rating, I'm very happy because this is my first series which is going on Z5 platform and OTT platform and working on other OTT platforms as well. So I'm quite happy. And the most amazing part is there are a lot of reviewers who've been comparing my story with Squid Game and Saw Room, which I believe that it's really amazing because they have compared my movie. When you compare my movie with these kind of big movies, it's just a wow. And I'm very happy they gave me these kind of ratings. I'm very happy about it. What about you guys?
That for sure must be a privilege, you know. I mean,
It is a privilege. It is a privilege.
Yes, for sure. Having your movie compared to, or your series, sorry, compared to Squid Game.
Yeah.
That is
It
like a
is,
wow
yeah.
moment for
It is actually a matter of pride for me because at first they said, because it was written, it's a mixture of a Saw and Squid. Okay, fine. So they have compared, because always take the good part. Leave the negative behind, because the negative, I would tell all the filmmakers, the budding filmmakers, don't stop. Just keep going, because there is going to be a lot of obstacles
100%.
in front. That's not going to stop you. That's going to make you better, rather.
That's true.
You know, so I'm quite happy in IMDb. We have she's telling me the rating. I don't know much, so it's good. Yeah.
Well, now let's get back to the series. So, were there any stunts undertaken in the series that will leave the audience in shock?
Okay, there were some stunts between me and this gentleman who's sitting behind. Okay, so his name is Daniel, and he is a trainer, and he's an actor now as well. So basically, what happened was the stunts. This was the first time I'm doing a stunt, and it was very difficult for me because you can get hurt. You can really get hurt. Where few times I've had a lot of joint pains and everything where I got hurt in the wrong place, and it was like really bad behind my head and lower back and everything. I would be, but Daniel was so nice because to get the force to hit him, I have to push him with force, which he really took it up in his chest. He did really take it, but what he did, the least expected, he pushed me so badly. That's where I got really hurt. So there was a scene where he pushes me.
Oh, God.
And literally, you don't know. It can be very easy while spoken in words.
Yeah.
But while done in action, it's really, it was really scary. And the guy, we had some... some stunt action people with us who taught us, and they did a really amazing job, and they helped us out. We practiced this like quite some time, and of course, Daniel, can you explain? Because Daniel had a fight with one more gamer. His name is Edgar. His real name is Eddie. He's not in here today, but he's at work. So he and him, they had a fight, and I guess you got hurt, right? Would you like to say that?
Yeah, I hurt my lips. They were swollen, and both me and Edgar is a boxer since before. So it can be a little bit rough.
Yeah. And when we saw his lips was very swollen, I'm like, what the hell is that? It's like, no, I got hurt. And I think both of them. I mean, it was like, because it was not an acting fight. It was a real fight. Because otherwise you won't get it. You really won't get that feel of it. Yeah.
It's amazing because your actors don't know what's gonna happen next, and everything in the series is actually real. So their actions are real, and some of the, I would say, things that are happening are real.
Yeah, the thing is, the fight, you need to practice it, okay? Because there are some scenes, there are some, sessions which we have to go through so that our body, because I was also gymming just to get the whole thing out of it. But, when you hit a person, when you're practicing it, at the time of the real fight, anything can go wrong. Because it's how I put it. You train, you learn for your exams. But when you go sit in an exam, what do you get? Different questions.
That's true.
So you will have to actually mold yourself into all these circumstances what you're going to face.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, were there any unexpected twists in the storyline that caught you off guard?
Yes, that's when I think Priya will tell what happened. I think everybody got. You can tell that I shouted. It's fine. You can tell her, and the rest I'll catch it up. You can, yeah.
So let me put it this way, that she's a perfectionist, and when you need perfection from others, you tend to have this shouting, scolding, and it's like, because she wants that perfect shot from all of us, and as she correctly mentioned, that we were not aware that what we are going to face. Everything was unexpected. So if you see our reactions, our expressions, they're so natural. Like, you will feel that, oh, she's scared. She's genuinely scared. So everything was going in a different way. We didn't know that the art director or what props they are going to give us. So, playing with those props and trying to get everything aligned. And not to forget that this is a group of 8 people. It's not a small, it's not 1 or 2, that 1-to-1, we can adjust, we can do too many takes and, get it there. But they were 8 people all the time. It is so difficult to have that, chemistry and to understand each other, like, oh, what he's going to do? Oh, that's where it's going there.
So that's the question, the answer to your question right now. There was a scene where we had to chuck it out because I didn't like it and it was not really gelling well. And I put a halt to the whole set. I told them I need time, and I took a week time, and I just did the whole scene later. So that was something, because I think at that time, I literally shouted where my whole team was looking at me whether I'm like gone crazy or something, because, and the co-director, she's also a director, she's my daughter, Afra. So she was also stunned because she didn't know. Sometimes you can go blank because we are also humans. We are not experts. Yeah. Everybody is. You can't call them as expert. You can make a mistake. So, but you should learn through that is a different story because, and then I just sat over. We took a month off, 3-4 weeks off, and then I brought the whole scenario, and you won't believe it. That is the best scene in the whole series.
Yeah,
of course. Sometimes
so
maybe
before, I was very upset. It's like, oh my God, I performed so well, and that scene is not going to be there. And then when she actually, after 4 weeks, when we came on the set and we saw the room, my reaction was, oh my God, wow. I mean, this is something like unexpected. And that scene has come out so well. Like, you will see, you will clap, you will whistle. It's like all are looking stunning, and everything was blended so well in the story. So it's really nice.
We have a vision, but directors have a different vision. Yeah. But, when they make you repeat something, later on you'll see the fact that you actually did better.
But it's actually not a mistake of anyone. Mm-hmm. It's just that the room was very was not gelling well according to our script. Mm-hmm. So we had to change the entire room. Yeah. Like how people say that it's a Saw room or it's like that. It's not like that. We have actually done our own, we have put down our own art director, value in that and changed the whole room accordingly to our story,
If I may just add to that, this whole concept, and if you've read it somewhere, that this is the first time in the world escape room has come in format of a series, because it's a perfect blend of a story while getting into the escape room and the surprising elements in that, which is not a part of the story probably. You see, so the actors are given, so we have to remember the lines. Director has a story in mind which is already there in the screenplay, and yet put all of us through those obstacles or the scary elements and all of that to get the real reaction. That makes it extremely difficult, challenging. And I think that's what brought out the real the expressions and the reactions and everything, and the essence. Till you watch it, you'll be at the end, at the edge of the seat. Like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? So that really makes it unique, and I think that's why we also got the ratings from people, and so many reviewers, like Zen said, have appreciated and compared us to some of the best creations out there. So
That is
we're
true.
really happy about that.
And you can, by the way, tell that through the trailer itself. So if the trailer can show that, then for sure, you know, the
Yeah.
series must be like
Yeah.
really even way better than that. So can you share any, I would say, memorable experiences or challenges you faced while portraying your character in the series? That goes to
All of us. Okay, my thing was being a director and playing one of the cast in the movie was very difficult because I cannot see myself. I can only see it in the camera, you know. I cannot see like, okay, what am I doing? But in that way, I had actually completely given myself off to the co-director, who's my daughter. So she could see it, but still I have to be satisfied. So that was a very difficult zone for me. And most importantly, every actor can only take care of their acting. But I had to take care of the camera. I had to take care of my acting. I had to take care of all of the acting. I had to take care as well as they have to complement each other. Which is very, see, any actor on screen single can do it. But when you come together in a group, you have to complement each other. Otherwise, it's not going to blend well. It's like if you keep, for example, like a cucumber, you can eat it. But if you mix it up with everything, that's when you get, you know, and you put the right ingredient. I'm talking about food right now because food is something which anybody and everybody will not say no. So that's
true.
what. And Yasser, would you like to say something?
So when I got the script, I really loved the writing. And about my character,
What was challenging?
the challenging part was because I was the character that they gave me is mute. So I'm not uttering a single dialogue, but still like giving everything and gelling with everyone with my expressions. And that too. But that has also a mystery because it's not going to mute all over all through the series. And also, again, like my character, if I'm doing alone, that's different. But gelling in with all the team and everyone has a dialogue, but with my expressions and reactions. And also, my character has a little bit of humor. That's the only character between all the cast that can bring a little bit of humor without uttering a dialogue. So that was a bit challenging. Yeah.
And you had to be a funny character.
So everyone was a bit tense, like with their acting, with their character and everything. And I'm the only one who's not uttering a dialogue, yet bringing out the humor and a little bit of, fun to the series. But thanks to Zen. Thank you.
What about you?
So let me tell you the secret. Maybe she also doesn't know that I don't watch horror movies because I get sleepless nights if I watch them. And so this character was having so many different expressions of psychologically. She's going through emotions, scared, a mixed feeling, thriller, everything, surprise, excitement. Everything was like packed in one box, and it was quite challenging. Of course, she has worked really hard on us, I can say. But yes, the challenging part was that something which you don't want to see, and you have never seen other horror movies a lot, and see like how the actor reacts and how entire that scene actually comes into the picture. So for me, that was the most challenging part.
But I guess now you should be off your horror because you know how the horror works. There are all people right in front of you. There are no ghosts. It's just throwing things. What about you?
I would say the exact thing, an extension to what she said. I am really scared when I watch horror movies. I never, ever watch horror movies. In fact, even when people around me, my wife, they want to watch anything like Ring and other things. I'm like, okay, but this one, even though I acted in it, and when I watched it on the screen, even the trailer, it gave me the jitters, and that. For me, as an actor, was challenging while on the set as well, because when there are worms coming out of food, and then there was a scene where we were sitting all across a certain boxes there, and there's a picture, and there are pieces of picture as a puzzle which we are putting together. The whole room was shaking, and everyone was. The doors were moving. I was really scared. I didn't have to act scared, but I was scared. And then when we saw it on the screen, it was totally another level. So yeah, that was challenging, but fun.
What about you, Daniel? What was challenging with you?
From the fighting scene, I feel very comfortable with. And I love the energy in the rooms, and it was very nice. But I was not so comfortable with the acting like Nurse Daniel. It was more challenging for me.
He had a role of a nurse, so that was challenging for him because this is the first time you're acting.
This is the first time.
Yeah, this is the first time he's acting. So yes, we did have to work, but he did well. I liked it. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
Just to add, because these two are really scared of horror movies and all. But let me tell you, I've been told, like from childhood, that if you discuss ghost or paranormal activities, they are around you. They are listening. Yeah, I didn't want to scare them, so yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right. What is the future of Spectator?
Future of the Spectator.
Because we're expecting season 2. So what's the future, and when do you think? When will season 2 actually be?
Okay, so season 2 is going to come up in another 8 to 9 months' time. The reason being because we are including few actors from Bollywood, and one of the names which I would like to give is Rahul Dev. He always plays a negative role in a lot of Bollywood movies, but right now he plays a detective. In India, of course, he plays the detective roles, and he's almost in almost all the OTT platforms. So he saw this, he listened to the script, he liked it. So he's going to be in season 2. And we have more people signing up. They haven't signed up, but they have said it word of mouth. But we're just talking about Rahul Dev right now because we are allowed to. So yeah, so that's like it. So yeah, coming back to your question, it's going to be like a real thriller, which we're going to do it the whole of the UAE. Yeah, so we are going to work on that, and the story is it's going to keep the people edge of the seat again. Who knows? Maybe after 9 months, I might be coming to speak on season 2, but season 3 is getting shot.
Maybe, you never know. Well, this is the end of our interview. Thanks so much. But before you guys leave, we have a small game for you guys. Who is most likely to not escape an escape room?
Wow. Not me, because I think I'll find a way to escape from the escape room. I have to survive, right?
All right. Well,
I think I would do the same thing. I would solve the puzzles and just get out.
I'll just run away wherever I can.
Well, I'll make everyone stay in that escape room. I'll not let them escape.
Well, who is most likely to fear the dark? Out of the cast members, choose one person.
Dark. I love dark. Yeah.
Priya.
I think it's definitely me.
100%.
Okay, Priya.
All right, well, this is a question to the director. Who is most likely to forget their lines?
The director sometimes.
That is actually very cool. That is very bold of you, because not all directors can admit that. Well, who is most likely to break character and laugh during filming?
Joe.
Oh, do I would say Junaid. Yes, Junaid. I still tend to, somehow maintain the seriousness of my character. No. But in real life, I'm very funny. People say so. But Junaid would often, break into laughter and just crack some joke, and everybody's like, oh, ha, 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 ha. Then she's like, guys, focus.
Junaid stays in character, but because of his acting, he comes out of character and he starts laughing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who is most likely to die first in a horror movie?
Priya.
No way.
A lot of fingers pointed towards you. Let me see.
It was only one.
Well, thank you so much, guys. This brings us to the end of our interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. This brings us to the end of our show. Goodbye from me and goodbye from the cast
Specter
members.
Blackout.
Yes, so thank you.